Roll up a stump and grab something cold to drink. This is Campfire Chats, brought to you by L&M Liquor, where their goal is friendly service, affordable prices, and a great selection. Head south of the tracks and downs to save at L&M Liquor, a proud supporter of KDNS and KZDY's Campfire Chats. You are listening to Campfire Chats with Lydia and Blake Hausch on KD Country 94 and Z96.3 The Lake to give you the scoop on area news and topics around Wakanda Lake and have some fun, too. This week, our friends from Norman's Northshore convenience store, James and Teresa. Come have some fun with us. Hello, and thanks for listening to KD Country 94 and Z96.3 The Lake. I'm Blake Hausch, joined by my wife, Lydia Hausch.
Hey!
As well as our special guests, James and Teresa from Norman's North Shore here in Glen Elder. And this is our first Campfire Chats.
Woohoo!
How is everyone?
We're doing great. How are you guys tonight?
We're good.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah, you got a little bit of stress off your plate. So as you guys know, James and Teresa have been in the area now for 6 years. They moved to town to open Norman's North Shore. It's the gas station that everybody knows just west of Glen Elder. So we just kind of want to get with them. They've been a huge part of our community over the last several years. And I just wanted to listen to their story of why they came and what they did while they were here and what their next plans are in their next chapter. So let's start. So why did you guys pick Glen Elder, Kansas?
Actually, I think Glen Elder picked us. Back in 2019, the job that James had for 30 years.
Yeah, about 30.
Was coming to an end. The guy just shut the door and just wondering, well, what's next? And his sister, who moved up here after discovering Wakanda, she would come to our house in Stockton. We've owned a house in Stockton for 20 years. And she found this lake, and when she found out James was losing his job, she's like, well, convenience store's for sale.
Why not?
And we thought, hey, that'll be fun. And that's really, it just kind of all fell from there.
So never before had you guys opened another convenience store, had a restaurant, or anything like this?
What did you do before this, James?
I was a bricklayer for 45 years.
Wow.
in Denver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And Teresa, you're a teacher?
Well, I'm a librarian in elementary school, but I waitressed for many, 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 many years. So, piece of cake. Yeah. Let's open a restaurant. That'll be easy.
Well, for sure we can tell you guys are people. And that is the number one thing it takes around here anywhere, just having those customer service skills. And you guys have been great at that and come by it naturally.
Well,
so I think it was a great fit and probably a different change. So what did you think was, I guess, the biggest struggle or the biggest surprise when you first started here at Norman's?
Probably not knowing nothing about the convenience store. I had no idea. Yeah. So that was... I thought I bought a bait store. I bought a bait store.
Surprise!
Yeah.
I think running a business, too, and all the things, all the licenses you need and all the paperwork. Now, when we bought this, Veronica chose to quit college at Fort Hays, and she had a background of sort of managing a subway, and she had a lot of skills that we'd have been lost without her.
Yeah.
She was
She learned the QuickBooks, and she knew how to do all the paperwork and all of that. Well, through this whole time, I've lived at home in Colorado because Mitch was a senior in high school still, and I carry the health insurance.
Yeah.
And I had told James, I said, yeah, we'll do it, but I'm not giving up my house, my job, or my grandkids. So
Well,
I will see you on the weekend.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your family. That's something maybe we don't get to hear a lot, and where you guys are between here and there and a combined family. What do you have for kids and pets and everything else?
Well, we have 7 kids between us, and 5 girls, 2 boys, 16 grandkids.
Wow.
17 and 18 on the way.
Nice.
So, they're busy.
I bet.
Yeah.
All the kids are grown and married, and
Awesome.
most of them live in the area, around in Colorado. Mitch is up in North Dakota. But we call them the top 5. So James had 4 and I had 1. And then after we got married, well, there's a 12-year difference between the youngest of the top 5, and then Veronica, and then Mitch. So we were really kind of blessed to do it all over again. I remember when Amanda went off to college, she had to go off by herself, and I can't take you because he's starting preschool and she's starting kindergarten. And I was just overwhelmed with, thank God I get to do it all over again.
Yeah,
And
for sure. I don't know that I could handle that.
Oh, you could.
Once, and I'm pretty exhausted after these two that I got at home. So, yeah, that's amazing that you guys can do that. Wasn't there a story about a Norman? Who's Norman?
Norman is our cat. So
you named your whole convenience store after your cat.
Well, there's kind of a story. So the cat, first of all, Veronica told a little lie when she was in high school that this cat just showed up on the porch and he's going to freeze, and that's how we ended up with a cat. Well, I didn't want a cat.
I didn't want a cat.
James didn't want a cat, but Veronica was a big Walking Dead fan and had this fan crush on Norman Reedus. She wanted to name the cat Norman. Well,
Yeah.
James's middle name is Norman.
Ah.
So we told him that we named the cat after him. So that's how we ended up.
So he said, okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then they
fine.
became buddies, and we love this cat. So after we bought the store, we were sitting at the kitchen table trying to think of a name, and we're just brainstorming. It's like, it's a Lake Wakanda, it's Glen Elder, it's on the north side, it's on the North Shore. And about that time, Norman walked across the table, and I just said, Norman's North Shore, and we're like, that's it.
Perfect.
Well, then when we opened the store the first day, of course, everybody in town came up to see the
Yeah.
new people, and which was probably one of the most fun days of our life. And somebody looked at James and said, well, you must be Norman. Like, no, Norman's our cat.
Oh, yeah, I was sure. for the
James
first
has been
several
called
months.
Norman more than he's been
that-
called
that was
James.
Norman
Well,
there.
I bet there's a lot of people listening to this that
They
his
probably
name's
still,
James.
Yeah, they probably still thought
They
that
still
you
call
were
him
Norman.
Norman.
I got people come in and say, yeah, I love the people. I'm good friend with old Norman up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's really only been a handful of people that have met Norman.
Yeah.
Because he usually stays in Colorado or just stays in the house. But
Yeah.
a few people have met our Normie.
What would you guys say is one of your favorite parts about the last 6 years here at Glen Elder?
The people.
Yeah, you guys have some really great relationships with the townspeople and the locals, and I know
I don't know how you're going to get by with not talking to them coffee drinkers every day.
I think they're gonna have withdrawals.
We'll be up. We can FaceTime.
Yeah.
You know, you say the people and you say the townspeople, but I swear, it's for miles and miles around. It's people from Tipton, it's people from Downs, it's Cocker, it's people from Nebraska, it's hunters that come twice a year that you get to know. And honestly, there's probably a lot of people we don't even know their names.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But we know what they eat and we know about their kids.
Yeah.
People come in and say, hi, Norman, or hi, Norm. I'm just look at them like, hi.
I know you
Yeah.
want. I know what you're gonna drink. I know what you're gonna
Yeah.
order, but I don't know your name.
Yeah,
but
I don't know
I
your
can put
name.
your
That's
face to
right,
what you're
yeah.
gonna eat today, and
Yeah.
that's really what matters for
It is,
sure.
Yeah.
But we were embraced. I mean, I think part of it, that store had been closed for a few months, and everybody's just so happy to have it
For
open
sure.
again.
Oh, you were local heroes for sure when you came and bought the place, because we were staying at the lake half of the year at the time, because we used to camp up there 6 months out of the year full time just to help take care of our customers and stuff like that. Oh, we were so excited when somebody bought it. Yeah, we were going to support them any way we could. So.
Well, and you guys were great supporters. But it's not just the business that we got. It probably became most apparent when James got cancer.
Yeah.
Just
People came out of the woodwork.
Oh.
So I was like,
in every way
it
they
was
could
shocking.
think of.
Yeah.
Money, prayers, hugs. You know, nobody left without saying, we're praying for you.
Yeah.
Or we're thinking of, and it was kind of, it was overwhelming. It was unbelievable. And when people talk about, a small town clique, we never felt any of that. And it's not, like I say, it's not just this town, it's all these towns.
Yeah, local around here literally goes 2 hours away.
Yeah,
I mean, all these rural communities feel like they really band together and just kind of find comfort in each other. And yeah, you hear something about somebody, in Concordia or in Ionia or wherever. Oh, I've met that person. They live just down the road. They're still local to you. They're still, part of your network. And so it is really neat how we're still a big group of people, even though we're all in, little rural towns around here.
And they care about each other.
They do.
They might complain about so and so, but when the chips are down, it's kind of like you might have the oddball kid in your class. You can tease him, but nobody else better tease him.
Like a big brother, little brother sort of
Yeah.
situation. Yeah, he's mine, but
Yeah.
This is a very special community, and I come from a small town. James comes from the city, but this is a special place, and I think people who've lived here all their life I wish they could see it from somebody on the outside coming in. This is
Yeah.
This is an amazing.
It really shocked me after years of being here is how many people are still here.
Yeah.
They grew up here. They got moved by the lake. They got just relocated, and they're still here. I mean, we're talking 60, 70 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's
family names.
like, yeah, it's crazy.
And they've done a good job now. It seems like now we've seen more people starting to move back with the generations, and especially with the remote jobs that people have had. So maybe your husband's a farmer. You don't have to stay home, anymore and work, at the farm. There's remote jobs and different things people are doing now, which has been really awesome. But yeah, I love to hear from you guys, maybe people who haven't grown up here their whole lives, to say how lucky we really are as an area to have the support from everybody around here and just everybody banding together to become one giant family in some way.
Well, it puts faith in America.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
When you come out, it's like there's still good Americans.
Yeah, there's some good people out there. You might not see them on TV very often, but there's some good people out there. So what are you guys' next plans? What are you going to do now?
Well,
I hope to retire.
Retire.
Do a little fishing. Yeah.
Fishing. So that's what retirement looks like to you? Some fishing and
spending some time with the kids, a little more grandkids.
Well, it sounds like you have a few to spend time with.
Yeah, I do.
And a few more on the way. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
How many more years you have teaching?
well, at least 3, hopefully 5, possibly 8. But
Year by year.
I could retire now. I've been there 32 years.
Yeah.
I have a grandson in 2nd grade. I want to get him through the elementary. And if I think I need to be there for my other one,
Yeah.
I still love my job.
Yeah, it's hard to quit something when you love it anyway. But
the thought of maybe doing some fishing too, or being out here,
starts to appeal a little bit to you, doesn't it?
yeah.
So-
We'll spend a lot of time at the house in Stockton, and hopefully it'd be great to find something up here. Maybe sell that one and move up here. But
Yeah, say that a little louder. Somebody on the radio might scoop you right up. They might put you to work, though. I don't know if they'll let you stay there for nothing. Maybe guide some fishing or
Well,
cook
there
them
you go.
breakfast. I know you guys can do that. So are there any other specific things you guys want to say, I guess, as a farewell or thank you over the last years of you being here?
I just want to say thank you.
But that's not even really enough. I mean, you can't put it into words. When we went through this, and I told James, I said, "Oh, it'll be an adventure," and it has been an adventure, and it's been a lot of work. But when you get people thanking you every day and appreciating you every day, and it's just, I had to stay here when he was starting the cancer treatments because I didn't want to close it down till after Labor Day, and I'd never felt that kind of support.
Yeah. Well, you guys provided a much needed service, but not only that, you as people were important in people's everyday lives when they would come in and just have that conversation in the morning with you guys. It's really unbelievable how much that means to so many people around here.
Yeah, I can see that. The new owners are going to be awesome.
They are going to be awesome. They're local. Well, Jennifer was actually a couple years older than me in school. She was from Downs High School.
Yeah.
I don't know her husband as much, but they are from the area, I hear, and sounds like they're going to do some pretty exciting things. They have some hard shoes to fill for sure, but
They'll do fine.
They'll have their own stuff. And
Yep.
Yeah.
But we were really, really hoping that somebody would come in with some personality and with a work ethic and really take care of the community.
your people.
It's it'd be good. Your biggest fear, like whether you're selling a house or something, somebody's going to come in and just tear it up or not take care of it, and you see it just go downhill. And I really feel like they're going to take what we created and just build on it and make it even better, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, that's a great feeling, I'm
And
sure.
I can't wait to sit down and have a breakfast and eat the whole thing while it's hot.
I've heard that from Teresa now. I want to eat breakfast there. I don't want to cook anymore. Somebody feed me. What are you going to order?
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
What kind of eggs?
Over easy.
There you go.
Maybe a pancake or 2.
Hopefully.
12 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
Just sit there all day long.
Well, once again, thank you guys so much for coming to talk to us on the radio at KDNS and KZDY.
And thank you for being great neighbors to us and friends.
Yeah, in our individual life, you guys have played a big part too, and so it's been
Well,
awesome to have you.
You guys were huge supporters.
door.
Yeah.
There's I don't know, there's just that connection with, well, we've got connections with a lot of people, but there's the few that you see every day, and that honestly, you are the only one that got to put in a to-go order by my cell phone. And there were many Sunday mornings when I was in Colorado going, Lydia! Oh no! James, pick up the phone. Did you get Lydia's order? Did you get... No, what did you want?
My order was usually just so big. I felt bad calling it in because it would take up a full page, because that was when we had several people at the campground and some of our other friends.
Well, and I
in the
ate as much as a
apartment.
horse back then.
Yeah. And so we'd have an order for like 20 people, it seemed like, and I'm like, oh goodness, I got to get their cell phone and send this over. There's no way.
I'd
this
get
is
the
gonna
text from Teresa. Oh, no.
check that text.
Or I'd have to call the store when he didn't answer his phone. It's like,
Yeah. I had to keep you on your toes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we really do appreciate everything you guys have done. We're really going to miss you in the area, but we are really excited that you're going to come back and visit, or maybe, hang around and do some fishing.
we'll be around.
Come have a beer on the boat this summer,
I
why
will,
don't you?
definitely.
We'll be around a lot. We will.
Yeah. You'll see
You know
us
what?
at the
You know what I'm
campground.
going to miss, honestly, and people think it's crazy, but that drive.
Really? Western Kansas.
No, with such, my life is busy.
Yeah.
And I'm with
True.
people here, and I'm with little kids at school. And when I get in my truck, I'm all by myself for
Yeah.
5 hours, sitting still.
That's a lot of thinking time.
That's the highlight of my week. So I'm going to kind of miss that.
Well, you're just going to have to drive back and see us for no reason then.
Oh,
We
yeah.
will.
To relax. You're going to have to drive back to relax.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No, thank you guys.
Yep.
Once again, James and Teresa with Norman's Northshore signing off from Glen Elder State Park and Wakanda Lake, and gonna come back and just fish up a storm, and we can't wait. Thank you guys for everything you've done for
Thank
our
you.
community, and
Thank you.
we'll catch you around.
And thanks for listening to Katy Country 94 and Z96.3 Campfire Chats. Brought to you by L&M Liquor, where their goal is friendly service, affordable prices, and a grand selection. Head south of the tracks and downs to save at L&M Liquor.